Paddy here from Triage, and today we're going to answer the question, do you need to lose fat before you build muscle? And the answer to it is no. In fact, you should probably think about building muscle as your primary objective, regardless of if you have fat to lose, more muscle to gain, you want to do a complete body recomposition. It's very common to see people think, okay, I want to get into better shape. I'm going to lose the fat first, and then when I've achieved the body fat levels that I'm happy with, then I'm going to focus on muscle building. So if you just focus on fat loss, and first thing is you're just going to become a smaller version of yourself, right? And that might be something that you're actually aiming towards, right? But the vast majority of people that are trying to change their body composition, they have a specific look in mind. What they're trying to do is, potentially lose some body fat, but they want to create a certain shape, and it's muscle that gives you that shape. You don't want to just lose a load of body fat and end up looking like a smaller version of yourself. You want to lose that body fat, but craft a physique. You are still able to build some muscle as you diet. And this is especially true if you are someone who hasn't built muscle before, you're a beginner, a novice in the gym. It's very easy to build muscle even in a calorie deficit. While yes, it's not going to be the most amount of muscle you can build, it doesn't mean that you can't build any muscle. So that's really important to keep in mind. The next thing, if you do eventually want to focus on building muscle, why would you not build the habits, build the understanding of how to go about building muscle right away? Why are you putting it off and waiting until the future to learn how to lift weights correctly, for example, or to learn how to, structure a good training program? You can still build all that understanding and all that knowledge and all those habits while you are focusing on fat loss. And then when it comes to muscle building, you're able to just go, okay, now I can really put my effort into that. I can really put my focus into that because you already have the understanding, you already know what to do because you've been doing it while you were focusing on fat loss. So if you want to build muscle in the future, you should start sooner because muscle building takes a long time. Fat loss is actually relatively easy. It's much quicker compared to muscle building. You can lose fat at an incredibly fast rate, whereas building muscle, even if you are on all the anabolic drugs in the world, you still don't build muscle as fast as you can lose fat. If you are struggling with fat loss, muscle gain is also going to be a struggle. It's also going to be something that takes time, patience, dedication, effort. Now, the final thing I want to bring up is people who generally focus on fat loss first generally tend to favor training programs which aren't as favorable or don't lead to good overall training adaptations, right? They'll focus on these kind of wacky routines they find online. They'll focus on doing super high reps because they sweat more and they feel like they burn more energy. Whereas if you just go into it with the idea that, oh, I'm going to be focusing on building muscle. The time I spend in the gym, that is muscle building focused time. I probably wouldn't be changing my training massively when trying to lose fat. I would still be focusing on doing, resistance training 2 to 5 times per week, and then trying to get some sort of cardiovascular training in as well. Generally focusing a lot more on the aerobic system than the anaerobic system, but some anaerobic work in there can be quite beneficial. And then we let the diet take care of the fat loss. We let the diet create the calorie deficit. And yes, that can be further potentiated with, the addition of extra cardio, for example. We can also add in stuff like, extra steps per day. Maybe you're doing 5,000 steps, maybe we get that up to 10,000, maybe we even get it up to 15,000. We do have the ability to use movement to create a larger calorie deficit. However, it's not generally going to be the thing that moves the needle. It's way easier to just not eat an extra 100 calories than it is to do 100 calories of cardiovascular training or burn 100 calories with resistance training or anything like that. To really wrap this up, No, you don't need to lose fat first before you focus on muscle building. You should be focusing on muscle building from the start if it is a goal that you have in the future. I've been Patrick from Triage, and if you did enjoy this content, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. It does really help the channel grow, and if you do have any questions or comments, we are interested in hearing them. If you have any ideas for videos you'd like to see in future, by all means comment below and let us know.